Set.
And they blast away from their blocks. Justin Gatlin gets the best of the starts, but he's being pressed at halfway by Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt hits the front, and his giant stride devours the ground. Usain Bolt wins again.
Usain Bolt is the greatest. The greatest on earth. Usain Bolt.
You know, he was good, but we didn't know what was ahead of him.
We love Usain Bolt. We love him. We love him. We love him.
To know that your friend who you grew up with has had such an impact on the world and had such achievements. We never dream of stuff like this.
I feel good, kind of proud, the country proud of him.
Every time I hear his name or see him run, goose pimples.
He's a hero of athletics, 100%.
Maybe we will see his like again, but maybe not from this planet.
This is the Bolt effect. They know on the biggest stage of all he'll deliver. He always does. Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world, and no one has come close to catching him. For a man whose life is measured in fractions of a second, his longevity is remarkable. He's won 9 gold medals at 3 different Olympics, an unprecedented triple-triple of precious metal. At his final games in Rio, he went out the only way he knows how, as a champion. With his time on the track coming to an end, he wants to reflect.
He is the biggest superstar that this sport has ever had.
He's dominated. He's won everything there is to win.
For his height, they said he shouldn't be running so fast. For where he's from, they're saying he shouldn't be who he is.
For over a year, he's let cameras document his every move, on and off the track. It's all for a new film about his life, which gave us the perfect opportunity to meet the man himself.
I am Bolt.
Just give us an insight. What is it like to be Usain Bolt?
Awesomeness. And people always say to me, Usain, no, it looks so easy. And I'm like, yeah, but the work that I do, and I know, but it's easy. I was like, nah. So this is why I need to show people that it's not easy. It's a lot of work. You just don't see it. And all the injuries and the stress that I go through and what I'm thinking and all these things, I just want to share with the world. And it's good to look back on it when you're retiring, you're old, and say, that was some good times.
Welcome to the good life.
To learn more about the making of the world's fastest man and really tell the story of Usain Bolt, you have to venture away from the track, away from the capital to the countryside. 3 hours west of Kingston is the district of Trelawney and the tiny village of Sherwood Content. Bolt wasn't born into wealth, he was born here, a secluded part of Jamaica, tucked away from the tourist trail and the bustle of the city centre. Out here, life moves at a different pace, and it's still home to a number of Bolt's family.
He's a man who loves food, yes. And then he used to eat here before going to his house.
One of the biggest characters in the village is Bolt's Aunt Lily. She remembers an active child.
His father come to me as a bigger sister and says, they all call me Miss Lily. Miss Lily, something wrong with him. Because how in they run and jump in, just they run and jump, everything in just jump over. And me said, nothing wrong with him. He went to the doctor with him. The doctor examined him, says, no, nothing is wrong with the child. He's perfect, he's fit. All the doctor says to him, just wait. You will see its outcome.
This is where Usain Bolt's sporting education began, but he didn't start out in track and field. In fact, his first love was cricket, and it took one of the teachers here to bribe him with food to get him to focus on sprinting.
Those who taught him at Waldensia Primary School remember a boy more interested in sport than schoolwork.
From as early as he was 3 years old, he was very big for his age, much bigger than the other boys. I don't know what his parents fed him on, but he was quite energetic, could run very, very fast at his tender age. And the other boys there, they were always with him running up and down, having great fun. He had a friend named Ricardo Geddes that he always run with. And sometimes when that guy beat him in the race, he would cry, always cry. I would always rub his head and say, no man, you can't cry. One day you're gonna be a great runner. And surely it works out.
Usain Bolt hustling hard down the straight.
Most people first heard of Bolt at the Beijing Olympics, but he was breaking records long before he left Jamaica.
20.25 for Usain Bolt, the 6'9" man-child from William Neighbour.
When did you realise that you were special, that you had this talent?
It took me a while to figure it out, because when I was running when I was younger, all I wanted to do was win. I didn't really care about anything else. But when I started getting older and more people started paying attention to what I was doing, I think that's when I started saying, you know what, I'm really good at what I do. And then I broke out in 08, and then I had no doubt that I was a special kid.
Here comes Usain Bolt of Jamaica, takes leading the 200 final, heading towards the gold medal. Usain Bolt is a world junior champion.
Bolt was just 15 years old when he became the youngest ever world junior champion. He was now a track prodigy, the Lightning Bolt from Jamaica.
Kingston erupts with joy.
But there were bumps in the road ahead.
Bolt is really struggling here.
The first Olympics, he failed to pass the first round. I was, a bit disappointed, knowing that I was there to watch him and he didn't pass. But I knew that he had the injured, niggling problem, so I just accept it and say he will bounce back. I was nervous then. I could feel my heart pouncing. It was like it in my throat.
Usain Bolt streaking away from the field. It's going to be gold for Jamaica. That is superb. It's a new world record. That was phenomenal.
I just want to see him go, start. You see, once him start, the same gone.
Bolt's going to do it again. Watch the clock, 1932. Gold all the way.
I asked him if he's ready, and he said, Mommy, if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be there, yeah.
And Usain Bolt is going what he always does, bringing it home for Jamaica. It's gold again. The triple. He's done it. History.
When I started out, all I wanted was to be the only 200-meter champion. That's all I wanted. And then I started getting better and I started winning more. Then I figured out that I want to be one of the best. And now that I've got here, now I feel amazing, you know what I mean? Because all the hard work I've paid off, all the sacrifice that I've sacrificed, it feels good to know that all of this is now good and you are one of the best.
For those of us watching on from the outside, Bolt has made it all look so effortless. But as anyone who stood on the start line will tell you, it takes more than just raw speed.
He was blessed with an unbelievable amount of talent, but that talent's nothing without focus and determination. And when it's been time to focus and show that determination, he stepped up and delivered. So he's a lot more than just a showman.
Go!
The man credited with moulding Bolt into sport's greatest sprinter is Glenn Mills, not just his coach, but a father figure.
Anything slower than that. You gotta do it over.
Ask Mills what it's like to train the world's fastest man, and he'll say it's not always easy.
You got to register time.
I give trouble just like anybody else. Like, I might miss a day. I might be tired sometime I come to training. I might not sleep. I just give normal problems. I'm not really bad. And I always show up and get it done. So I'm gonna have a talk with him later.
But how do you stay motivated when you really don't want to go into training? Because you are the fastest man in the world. You're so much better than anybody else. There must be moments where you just think, do I really need to do this?
Talk to myself. Like I always tell myself, especially when I'm training and I don't want to do anymore, I say if you want to be a champion, you gotta go. Just go, get up. And this is how I talk to myself, like I'm talking to a person. Like, if you're gonna lose, you don't want to lose, so get up right now, let's go finish this program. I talk to myself. And that's what, those are the things that motivate me to get up and go, because I know what I want, so I keep reminding myself what we're working towards.
Of course, there's a lot of attention that comes with being the best in the world. A combination of success and charisma has made Bolt a global superstar.
Wait, should we get a pose there? Yeah. Come on, man, show me.
Known to presidents and to royalty. But when Bolt needs to focus, there's one man he relies on.
We always look at it as my job as him being a buffer between him and the world.
His best friend since he was 6 years old is also his manager. Ever since they met on the school playground, NJ Walker has kept Bolt on track.
The same personality you see on the track is actually who he is. He's very fun-loving. That's not a pretense that you see out there. That's him bringing his personality to the crowd. He likes people to be happy.
The runners are settled right now, so to the start. Set! Go! And NJ gets a good run and he's out quick. Oh my God! Was very smooth through that one.
How do you tread that line between, being his friend, being his manager? Have you ever had to tell him off, for example?
Yes, it's like any friendship. It's like any friend, but I think what we're blessed with is that we are both cognizant of what we're trying to achieve. He's not a morning person, so when NJ knocks him up to go somewhere at 6, he wants to knock me over. But he understands at the end of the day, I have his best interest. And we always agree that at the end of the season, we make a plan. And if the plan is to win 3 Olympic gold, then you know NJ is not, that plan cannot change. That's the relationship we have. We understand each other. So even though you have days that, he might want me to be his friend more than his manager, we are very good at finding the balance.
It's a friendship that has taken Bolt from being a local celebrity here in Kingston to a global star. But no matter how far he travels, his roots will always be in Jamaica.
Red banana, 150 and 2 a dozen. 150 and 2 a dozen red banana.
Walk around the streets of this island and you will step in the footsteps of the fastest people on Earth. Usain Bolt is one of their own.
Here in Jamaica, running fast can make you a national icon, and Usain Bolt's success has made him his country's biggest hero since this man, Bob Marley.
And just as Marley was more than a musician, Bolt's greatness will be measured out in more than medals and records.
He took our sport to a whole different level. At a time when the sport needed heroes, he stepped up. At a time when the sport needed proper role models, he stepped up. And for me, yeah, he becomes greater than just the sport.
And last summer, Rio really needed a lift. The build-up to the 2016 Olympics had been beset by social unrest, security fears, economic uncertainty and the Zika virus. Never mind the usual problems of getting the venues ready in time. Brazil was in turmoil, and so was athletics.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
There is a new call tonight to completely ban Russia from the Rio Olympics.
Russia supported the widespread doping of its athletes for 4 years, according to an independent report.
Perhaps more than ever, athletics needed someone it could rely on.
Gatlin gets away well, and Bolt just left a little bit in the blocks. It's Gatlin leading it at the moment, and Gatlin is charging. But here comes Usain Bolt, and Bolt is going to take it. Usain Bolt gets it!
For a long time, Usain Bolt has offered hope to a sport beleaguered by cheating. Whilst he stood clean, his rivals have fallen around him. Justin Gatlin has been banned twice for failing drugs tests. Tyson Gay has tested positive for an anabolic steroid. And his fellow Jamaican, Asafa Powell, has served a 6-month ban. Now another of Bolt's teammates, Nesta Carter, is under investigation. Should he be found guilty of doping, it's possible that all of the relay team from Beijing could be forced to hand back their gold medals. Through no fault of his own, Bolt's triple-triple is under threat.
If at any point I lose one of my medals, it would be devastating or stressful, you know what I mean? To know that after all that hard work, this will happen. But I think the sport is in a really bad place now. But the only place you can go right now is up. And I think we're on the right track, starting from the Olympics now. This is where we started. So now we just have to move forward with the youngsters that we have. I have one more season to help to push forward and to try to promote the sports in the brightest light I possibly can.
It must be hard as well because the triple-triple is such a special achievement.
It's very special, but we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Whether he retires with 9 Olympic gold medals or 8, Bolt's achievements are unique. He's not only changed the sport, he's changed how we view it.
But there was one time when they told him that being 6'5", you're not supposed to be running fast. You're not supposed to be doing 100 meters. You are a black man from Jamaica, influencing the world in such a profound way. He has overcome a series of barriers that normal status quo of life wouldn't allow. So what Usain represents is a belief in self, a belief in a country, a belief in a community, a belief in being a man that believes that.
No, so that was it. But I've always said I wanted to play football.
In the past, he's paid a visit to his favourite team, Manchester United, and soon he'll travel to Germany to spend a few days training with Borussia Dortmund. In the meantime, this is how Bolt unwinds, from laid-back pursuits to something with a bit more adrenaline. Away from the track, friends and family are a big part of his life.
He loves here because he say he can sleep and, and the fresh air in the morning and so on. No disturbance and so. So he'd come, have his rest, get up, have his meal, and then video games.
I'm just about to go play some game right now. There's no reason for me to get up at all.
He loved to play video games and things. He's not doing anything, he'll be sitting in the house playing games or on his telephone. That's him.
Now the boy from the dusty tracks of Trelawney wants to bow out on top at next year's World Championships in London.
And why retire then? Why not stay on until the Commonwealth Games, for example?
No, because it's the championships, it's London, it's the biggest stage, you know what I mean? Because London is, for me, the Olympics was one of the massive, and I know the energy, so I know it's going to be the same way. So to go out in front of a big crowd like that at your last championship, that's all you can ask for, you know what I mean? Just the energy and the love that I know they're going to give me.
Surely then you're going to miss it. Do you have any concerns about not having that buzz of competition going?
I'm going to miss the competition, but I've done everything I can do. I know that's one of the things I said I'm going to miss about sports, because I love competing. I like competing against the best, pushing myself, having that fear sometimes, that nervousness, that could I lose throughout the season, and you have to work hard to get to the point where you're confident enough, you know what I mean? So I will miss that, but you have to retire at some point. So as Michael Johnson said, retire when you have done everything that you want to do, and I have done everything I want to do, so I'm going to retire.
Usain Bolt, the greatest ever.
His ambition was always to be remembered as one of the greatest sportsmen ever. Not just track and field. He wants to be remembered the likes of Muhammad Ali. He wants to be remembered the likes of Michael Jordan. I didn't set those dreams for him. He himself looked at himself and said, I want, when history is written, people look back and say, this young man was able to influence the world and effect change and confidence in youths and generation of people to believe in self. Showing the world that there is no limit as to what you can achieve. And that is the legacy that he wants to leave with the world.
For many, it's hard to imagine athletics without its biggest star.
Well, if this is it, what on earth are we going to do without him?
It won't be the same without him. The stadiums won't be the same without him. There, you know, the people, he has his fans out there who enjoy. They paid their money to the stadium just to see Usain. And if Usain is not there, you would lose out some of that crowd.
I don't think we'll ever see another Usain Bolt. I don't think that's possible, because he brings more to the sport than just running fast. He brings entertainment. He as I say, he puts on a show. And unfortunately, for anybody else who tries to replicate that, they're going to be called, oh, you're just trying to be like Usain Bolt. My advice is don't try and replace Usain Bolt. Celebrate Usain Bolt.
Let's wait to see what he does here.
I guess the only difference will be is at the next big championships that Usain Bolt isn't at, I have to think more carefully about who's going to win.
They get away first time. Williams gets a very good stop, but look at Bolt alongside him. Bolt already up and into a good lead. Usain Bolt streaking away from the field. The Olympic champion, the world record holder, is leaving them trailing in his wake.
What about when Tokyo 2020 comes around and the 200 metres is about to start? You might be watching it, you might be there, you might be watching it on TV. Yeah, what are you going to do?
Sure. I will be there for sure. I will really. One thing I'm looking forward to now is actually going to the Olympics as a spectator to watch, so I can watch basketball, swimming, athletics itself, just watch all kind of different sports, because I've never gotten that chance to watch the sports, you know what I mean? So that's something I look forward to, but I don't know how I'm going to feel. I've never asked an athlete that, but they've told me that I'm going to miss it. But I've never really asked an athlete that, how does it feel to sit and watch after you know you've won, to watch that 200 meters or that 100 meter race? How do you feel? I don't know. So we'll see.
Jamaica's champion has become the world's star. He says he'll miss racing, perhaps not as much as we'll miss watching him.
We just don't see who else is going to be there like him.
And although there'll be new talent to burst from the blocks, they may always be in the shadow of Bolt.
I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.